one-size-fits-all legal disclaimer for the beginning of every episode that I upload. The views and the opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the hosts and guests and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of any agency, organization, employer, or company that they are affiliated with. Examples of analysis performed within this podcast are only anecdotal examples. They should not be utilized in any real-world analytics as they are based on anecdotal information. That is all. Hi, this is Robert Cross, and this is Cross Theory, the podcast where we look at this book, The Dictionary of Theories. I'm here with a very special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Thanks, Robert. My name is Manuel, and I am the founder of PickTwist, which is a brand of guitar picks that helps guitar players play with more control and less tension and improve their technique.
Nice, very cool. And I'm Robert James Cross. I have an MFA in writing, an MED in teaching and learning, and I'm getting my doctorate in education right now in reading and literacy. But that means nothing because we are going to look in the book and see what theory we will be talking about. So, the theory is absolutism, which is philosophy and politics. So, in philosophy, it is a contrast to relativism in any of its senses. In a political sense, it's a description, more frequently than justification, of a government without constitutional restrictions. The authority to govern cannot be qualified or restricted because if it is, whatever restricts it is itself the final power. What do you think about that?
I think that this reminds us of a few dark chapters in history.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
That we are a lot closer to today than maybe 100 years ago.
That's correct. That is correct. Yeah. And even 100 years ago, I mean, we were getting there, right, with Germany and all that. That was about 100 years ago, all those things. And
Yeah.
I don't know I don't know is the government in Spain, is it really is it becoming more restricted?
Oh man, it's not just Spain. I think there's a lot of things changing in Europe
Okay.
that Europeans are unaware of.
Okay.
And I think they should be, because if you've read anything from Orwell or from Huxley,
Yeah.
you would see clear as day that people have been warning us about it for a long time,
Exactly.
and now it's happening, and people don't even know.
No, or they don't care, right? They don't really care.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sad. Obviously I live in America, and we're dealing with our own thing right now with Donald Trump. He's not the greatest person in the world, but again, in my eyes, or in my brain, I guess too, who the people that take over after him, they're probably going to be just the same. You know what I mean? They're all kind of the same people. And it's sad because I wish there was somebody in our government or even outside of our government that could come in and kind of help everyone, not just America, but Spain, everywhere in Europe. And you went to college, correct? University?
Yes, I'm currently finishing my master's in mechanical engineering.
Nice. Okay. Did you take any philosophy classes or anything like that while you were in university?
No, but I did have a fantastic philosophy teacher when I was in high school.
Okay, cool.
And I did learn a lot there, and I am interested in philosophy because I think it's just important for day-to-day life.
Yeah.
I think you can study different philosophers who have completely exclusive views on ontology and the truth.
Yeah.
And you can still learn from every single one of them.
That's true.
I think you can study positivism,
Uh-huh.
and you can study René Descartes,
Yeah.
Descartes.
Yeah, that's right.
Sorry,
You
we
know, it's
we
I know
butcher
I
all the
yeah.
names
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Spain. Our
I know what you
pronunciation of
meant.
foreign languages
Yeah,
is terrible. But
yeah.
I've recently been studying phenomenology a little bit, and it's not compatible to believe in one thing and the other at the same time. But I think if you forget that bigger aspect of what is the absolute truth and you leave that to philosophers, you can still get a ton of practical learnings that will greatly help you in your day-to-day life,
Yeah.
just from trying to see life through the lenses of these thinkers.
No, I completely agree. And I got an English degree. That was my bachelor's was in English. And when I was going through that, obviously we had to read a lot of great literature, and a lot of the great literature was from philosophers. Like people like Descartes, people like Foucault, Hegel. All those things like that. And we had to read all that. My one of my favorite guys ever is Diogenes. I love Diogenes. I think he was, he's kind of like he was kind of like Loki, what I mean? Like the god Loki. Um, and just the way that because I'm a huge I'm kind of obsessed with Alexander the Great, and the way that he
Yeah.
treated Alexander was like I loved Alexander, but I thought, wow, he met his match with Diogenes. Like Diogenes kind of told him what was what, and what was up with that. And I wish, thinking about that now, I just wish there was somebody like that here in America. I'm not saying that Trump is like Alexander the Great by any means, but I wish there was somebody near Trump that was telling him like, "Hey, you're not that fucking important. You're not that, great. You're not that great of a human being. Like, calm down. You're not the king, kind of thing." But yeah, we don't have that, and it's sad. But again, what are you gonna do? Um,
Yeah.
did so mechanical engineering did so when you started did you get your bachelor's in mechanical engineering too?
No, in product design engineering.
Oh, okay, cool. So it was still in engineering, a field of engineering.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So when you were doing that, obviously are you good with math? Because I'm not.
Well, you have to be good to a certain degree to be an
Yeah,
engineer,
that's
but
true.
I am not a mathematician.
Oh no, yeah, 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 you're not a mathematician. Well, that's good. And now with calculators and computers and everything, you don't really have to be a mathematician. I feel like some days. Um, there was a guy I saw on YouTube recently. He put his PhD thesis. He's a mathematician into Claude, into the AI, and it gave him the right answer. And he was so pissed off. He was like, "Ah, oh, I've been working on this for many years." It's like, and I just put it in here, and 20 minutes later, it has the thing. And I feel like that's just how it's going to be from now on. Except for obviously calculations that will take multiple years. But we have quantum computers now that can do things like that.
Yeah.
Do you have you looked into any of those things like the quantum computing at all?
A little bit. It's not something I have fresh in my mind right now. I do understand that it is good for certain types of problems like cryptography, things
Yeah.
that
Hmm.
are just unrealistic with the current binary system,
Yeah.
could be cracked in a few hours
Yeah.
with quantum computers.
Hmm.
But regarding artificial intelligence, to be honest, I don't think that maths in particular are going to be vulnerable
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
artificial intelligence. And
Hmm.
the reason is that a lot of these fields and a lot of these problems are solved better deterministically.
Yeah.
So, like, I am working for my thesis on developing an AI application.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can disclose anything here because
You don't
this
have
is
to. I
something.
mean,
Yeah, but you can see that AI is prone of certain mistakes, especially when you're working with certain types of calculations,
yeah.
where the smartest thing to do is that maybe you will have a Python code or something that's deterministic, that doesn't need to think, it simply executes without errors or
Y-
hallucinations.
Yeah.
And you just need to be smart on how you design that.
Mhm.
But if you try to have AI do the calculations for you, honestly, it's really subpar, even if you're using a really good model.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're right. You talk about the hallucinations. That's really the crux of it, right? And we haven't no modern scientist or even computer scientist has figured out how to stop the hallucinations in these AI models. Um, have you seen any kind of like AI model that's had no hallucinations at all?
No, and that's a problem that all models come across as they scale. We do have this problem with all technological fields, right?
Mhm.
Like you're talking about computing and making faster processors, and you want to have more transistors
Yeah.
in the same volume.
Yeah.
And then you realize that if you make the transistor smaller than a certain size, just a bit smaller than what we're using today, electrons tunnel from one side to the other.
Yeah.
So you get a permanent one, you cannot get a zero.
That's right. Yeah.
And that's a barrier. We still don't know how to, probably once we overcome that barrier, somehow there will be a massive leap in technology. But
Yeah.
until we do that, we're going to have that holding us back.
Yeah.
And with AI, that's a very recent thing. And very recently, a lot of companies started injecting a lot of money. Investments, the economy started injecting a lot of money into these. So you keep building bigger, bigger, bigger models, and then you realize, hey, if I make it bigger than this, then it just starts hallucinating so much,
Yeah.
it's no
Nonstop.
longer useful.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're developing techniques like retrieval augmented generation, for example. So if you want your AI to to do a specific thing,
Mhm.
you just want to optimize it for one task, you can create databases of examples of that task correctly executed. And that saves you on having to train it, but it also comes with the price of an extra context window. It's always one thing for another. And I feel that this comes also a bit, in my view. Do you know anything about lean manufacturing?
No, not really.
Well, this is, I think I myself see it as philosophy.
Yeah.
But essentially, Toyota was, after the war with America,
Mhm.
uh, Japan was in crisis. Toyota was about to go out of business.
Mhm.
And they decided to really stop and examine the way they did every task in the company
Yeah.
and find everything that brings value to a customer and
Mhm.
everything that doesn't. And they swapped a business model of let's make cars and then figure out how we sell them
Yeah.
to let's have the customer tell us what we want and then we will make it.
They'll make it. Yeah. Yeah.
So instead of pushing the product, it's the market that pulls. But also inside the company, they would look at all the processes and whichever brings value to the customer um, is optimized, whichever doesn't is considered waste, and then you try to remove it.
Yeah.
So, for example, the fact that a worker needs to go fetch one part of an engine to one
Yeah.
part of the factory and walk back,
Yeah.
that's waste. The customer doesn't see an improvement just because the person walked that
Yeah.
much. So
Mhm.
let's see if we can cut it out. Okay, let's maybe organize the factory in a smarter way,
Yeah.
and then the person doesn't have to walk so
Yeah.
much for the component.
Yeah.
These types of
It
things.
becomes an assembly line.
Yeah, but it's more than just an assembly line.
Yeah.
It really forces you to look at everything. And it started like an approach to manufacturing, but now they use it for absolutely everything, for
Mhm.
management.
Yeah.
You can apply to any type of situation where you need to make frequent decisions.
Yeah.
And one of the concepts that they work with is Kaizen versus Kaikaku. Kaizen being progressive improvement over
Yeah.
time,
Uh-huh.
and Kaikaku being radical improvement.
Okay.
So you develop a process and you start perfecting it year after year.
Hmm.
So we develop, let's say, processors,
Yeah.
and we just make them a bit better every year. The technology keeps going up and up and up.
Yeah.
That's Kaizen.
Yeah.
And suddenly you get quantum chips,
Yeah.
and that will be Kaikaku.
Yeah.
That's a completely
A
new
radical
product
change.
that
Yeah.
sets up completely new rules. It flips the table. Everything that wasn't just goes to the ground.
Yeah.
And I think that technology is kind of dependent on both things at the
Yeah.
same time. If you look at green hydrogen, for example,
Hmm.
I had to do a report on green hydrogen last year as part of my master's thesis.
Yeah.
And one thing that I noticed is that there's still a ton of detractors nowadays for green hydrogen. And the idea is that it should become this alternative to fuel that should be a bunch cheaper than gasoline
Yeah.
to produce and to use, and it's 4 or 5 times more expensive than
Yeah.
gasoline.
Those are those are
So
those are fuel cells, right? Isn't that what the hydrogen?
yeah,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And you think, well, why would we consider starting to optimize or upgrade our system? Why would we consider using tubes,
Hmm.
the tubing system that we
Yeah.
have to transport natural gas to Europe? Why would we adapt these for hydrogen
Hmm.
if it's just so much more expensive? And if you start looking into all these research papers and you start going back to see that 10 years ago, we were saying that hydrogen also doesn't make sense
Yeah.
as a substitute because it's 30 times more expensive.
Yeah. To
So in a
do it.
bunch of
Yeah.
years, the price has been divided by six.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why? Well, if you start looking into this research, you see that there's a certain continuity
Hmm.
to these Kaizen developments, like
Yeah.
in the way that we improve the way that we obtain natural energy, and
Hmm.
then you get another radical improvement when doing the electrolysis
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
separating the hydrogen from the oxygen in the water, and then you get another radical improvement in someone who maybe made a fuel cell that doesn't need platinum to work, but it works with copper, so
Yeah.
it could be more affordable, and we could have fuel cells for everyone. And you see that there's trillions of dollars being poured into these projects by all the governments combined, Australia, Europe, America, China.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone is sinking so much money into this. And they do it because they have the belief that we have had these radical innovations
Yeah.
happen at a consistent pace while we were investing so much money.
Yeah.
So we just have faith that they will continue happening.
Yeah.
They could very well stop happening now, and
Yeah.
all of this money would be just
Go to shit.
going
Yeah.
into waste.
Yeah.
But we consistently see that people do keep having these radically innovative ideas
Yeah.
year after year after year,
That's
if
true.
given enough resources.
Yeah.
So I think at one point, these unexpected new technologies that come up,
Mhm.
you can kind of expect them.
Yeah.
It's just the way technology works.
Yeah. They're kind of inevitable, right? Kind of like Thanos and the Avengers, right? I am inevitable, he says. And that's like technology. It's inevitable. And that's, a lot of my friends, they get very worried about AI because I'm a high school teacher, and they're like, "Oh, well, AI is going to take over our job. Like we're not going to be teachers anymore because AI." And I'm like, if you learn how to use it as a tool, then maybe you'll be okay. But if you're afraid of it and you never use it, then one day you might not have a job. And the guy that knows how to use AI or AI itself will have your position.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but that's another another a complete different way to approach things, and I
yeah,
think it has a little bit to do with victimism,
yeah,
and maybe there's something that we could learn from Stoicism regarding that.
hmm, yeah,
And I'm going to give you an example that I think has a nice parallelism to AI.
good. All right.
So, I'm in Spain
Yeah,
uh, right now, and I launched PickTwist last year
uh huh,
officially. Um, Funny thing happened that the minute that the Kickstarter campaign closed, and I received the fundings to go on with the project and everything, I had a communication from the IRS in Spain saying like, "Hey man, your dad has got into some debt when you were like a little kid,
Uh-huh.
and we're charging you for it." And they completely emptied the accounts, like all the savings, man,
Wow.
everything that happened with all the money that I had collected with
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
PickTwist. And I had to go into personal loans to solve everything and get the project going again. It was
Yeah.
not a complicated situation. But the thing is that I already knew that the way that Spain works, especially regarding taxes and businesses, is very absolutist.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
would give
Yeah,
it sidetrack to the
yeah.
original topic.
Yeah, back to
It's
the
not just
theory.
me. I
Yeah.
know so many people that have had this problem. A close friend who was helping me with PickTwist recently
Mhm.
had also a very similar situation, something that's unfair and illegal and unrelated to his business or anything. Suddenly happens to get a letter in the mail. He lost the car, he lost his house
Ugh.
from one day to another.
Yeah,
And there's so many people who go through this shit,
it's
and
crazy.
it's like a normal thing in Spain,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So what I have decided with this is, the solution is simple. I'm not going to fix the country. I'm not a politician.
no, no,
Eventually, I will get my money back, but it
that's
takes like half a decade because of the way that bureaucracy works
yeah,
here. Like first they embargo your accounts, and we
yeah,
will see 5 years later if we had a right to do that or not. But if
yeah.
that's the way that things work, the solution is simple. Just get your ass out of Spain.
Yeah, yeah.
You're
Go
not
to
going to fix it.
yeah,
You're not going to change it.
yeah, that's right.
Who are the people who thrive here? Is people that work for the state.
Yeah, that's right.
Everybody else gets screwed over. If you work
Hmm.
for a private company, if
Yep.
you're an entrepreneur, especially,
Yeah,
everyone who does those things are doing bad.
yeah,
Like as an engineer, okay, I know people who are way smarter than me. They're
yeah,
working here, they're working for minimum wage. I
yeah,
went to the Netherlands to do my master's.
yeah,
Um, I currently, like, before even I landed on the Netherlands, I managed to find a job for a guitar company over there that I still can uh, can say today that I'm so lucky. I felt so lucky, but when I got there, you could see that people like there's just jobs there, right?
yeah.
So if you work for a private company, if you
Hmm.
work in the private sector, if you go to a country like Netherlands or Germany,
Yeah,
there's going to be so many more opportunities. You're going to be paid better. You're going to have chances to move forward with your career. So you do need to make these type of choices in life. And sometimes it sucks. Sometimes you think, hey, I built my whole life in this country and now I have to leave.
yeah,
And that's like with AI. I built my whole career
yeah,
doing this thing, becoming a graphic designer.
yeah,
And now AI is screwing everything up for me. Do
yeah,
you know what? That's okay. It happens all the time. There's
yeah.
people who are engineers who devoted themselves
Their whole
to
life.
being the best
Yeah,
chemical engineers that made the best films
yeah.
for analog cameras.
Kodak, yeah, and
And
all that.
suddenly
Yeah,
you get digital cameras
that's
and
right.
they're out of
Over.
business and the industry is over and you move on with life.
Yeah, or you
You
die.
can, yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
seriously, I feel that most of my learnings and my studies with engineering, they are not so much about learning specific things.
hmm,
Like, okay, I developed this specific skill set, and now I can go do this specific task.
yeah,
It's more about how you train yourself to think and approach things, whether you train your creativity or you train your criteria and becoming someone who is more objective and looks for complete knowledge. Just the methodology with which you approach work.
yeah.
And even if you change careers, everything that you developed,
It comes with you. It goes with you.
yeah,
Yeah,
not just in your work, but also with your hobbies, your life, your
mhm,
relationship, it comes
exactly.
with you. So you're not starting from zero.
Yeah,
And if you think AI is a threat,
yeah,
then maybe just you're not going to change the game.
yeah,
you're not gonna leave OpenAI out of business.
No.
So accept the rules
Yeah.
and play them in the way that's going to benefit you the most. And if
Yeah.
that means that you spend so many years developing your skill set for one career and you see that you're going to be out of business soon, start developing the skill set for another career.
Another
I'm
career.
sorry, it
Yeah,
just
no, that's
it
no, it's
happens.
true. Yeah, it's
We
true.
can cry about it, but that's not going to change anything.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, cry now, pay later. You know, that's because
Yeah.
that's just how it is. But no, yeah, like I said, I mean, I was kind of I've told people before on this show actually that I was kind of a luddite about AI when it first came out. I was kind of, and it wasn't. I mean, I wasn't like afraid it was going to take my job. I just didn't see. I read a lot of philosophy about AI and about LLMs, you know, about the large language models and how they're only as smart as what you put into it, right? Like it can't just give you some radical ideas, right? It's going to
Yeah.
hallucinate. It's going to give you things that have already been processed and everything, you know.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that's where it comes with Kaikaku.
yeah, yeah. That's
It's
right.
you're
Yeah,
not going to get Kaikaku from an
no,
AI.
no.
Honestly, like with the guitar picks, you're not
Yeah,
going to be able to tell the AI, hey, when I try to play guitar, my hand goes into the wrong grip. The pick slips all the time. What can I do?
yeah.
Oh, you should develop a pick that is twisted.
Yeah, no, it'll never tell you
I'm gonna come
that.
up with that. So,
Or else you'd be out of a job, right? No, no,
yeah,
no, that's pretty funny. Um,
but
yeah,
you would be. That's why I think any type of career where you can depend on your own creativity,
hmm,
not just in the sense of creating something, but like being really innovative.
yeah,
That's always going to give you an edge
yeah,
because every person has their own individual mind and they have their own individual ideas.
yeah.
And if you can capitalize on that, nobody's going to ever think exactly like you.
No, no,
Also, with personal connection, you're a high school teacher.
yeah,
I've had a lot of tough subjects when I was in high school
hmm,
that I only got good at because I had a good teacher.
yeah,
Like I remember I used to fail my physics tests
oh,
over and over. I got like really low scores, D's
hmm,
all the time. And
yeah,
then
yeah,
one year I got a different teacher,
hmm,
and the way that he explained things simply clicked with me. And I think that since I started going to lessons with him, I did not get one single question wrong on any test for the rest of high school.
that's awesome.
And I went to do my university access exam, and I passed it with flying colors.
That's great.
And all the students that had physics with him, we went to have a few beers with him after the exam and everything.
Yeah,
And if it wasn't because I had that specific teacher at that point in time, I
yeah,
probably wouldn't have learned the mindset
yeah,
to approach physics problems, and
hmm,
then not just physics problems, but how to be analytical and methodic and break down problems in my life step by step.
yeah.
I wouldn't be an engineer nowadays.
No, you wouldn't.
And that's not for a content thing like, oh, the content he taught was better. It's because of the way someone can, in a personal way, help
Connect.
you.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
mhm, yeah. No, yeah, I get it. I mean, like I had teachers that, well, I had professors too when I was in university and college that, you know, I didn't connect with. I remember I told you I'm not good at math, but I had a math teacher or a math professor who, he didn't care about any of the students or teaching or anything. He would come in and he would go, open the book, and then we'd all open the book and he would just start reading the book. That's all he did. He never showed you anything on the board, nothing. So I got pissed off and I went and I bought the teacher's edition with all the answers in it. And I sat and I taught myself how to do all the problems. I taught myself. And then I went in and
yeah,
I aced all the tests and everything. And he was like, "Oh, you're the only one that's acing all the tests." And I was like, "Yeah." And I didn't tell him at home I have the teacher's edition, you know. And he's a shitty teacher. I didn't tell him
yeah,
that. I mean, I should have, you know, at the time. But yeah, I feel the same way when I'm trying to teach these students because I teach English to students who don't speak it very well. They speak Spanish or Creole or, you know, all kinds of other languages, and I don't speak those languages, but I tell them all the time, the fact that you speak those languages means that you have knowledge in a different language that I don't have in your language, and I have knowledge in English that you don't have. So we need to trade. And so that's what it,
Exactly.
yeah, and that's what it becomes in the classroom. And then they pass their tests and they do all the things. And I'm just happy that, I can help them and everything. But you have
Yeah, but
to,
that's
yeah,
because you have vocation. And there are
yeah,
certain jobs like teaching or medicine where you need to have a vocation for it.
mm,
Because if you do it just for the salary or the
yeah,
stability, you're going to
yeah,
be awful at it.
yeah, yeah,
And I
yeah.
have had teachers, a few teachers who were bad, but the worst ones,
Uh-huh.
I would say, were not ones that I had. But when I got into guitar, of course,
Yeah,
guitar as
yeah,
a hobby is a bit expensive,
yeah,
especially for a
yeah, yeah, yeah.
teenager.
Oh, I have a
So
bunch.
in
Yeah,
order to buy my guitars and my strings and whatnot,
yeah.
I started working as a support teacher. So I would
Okay.
teach other guys who were maybe doing worse than me in some subjects and also mostly younger kids.
Yeah, yeah,
And one thing that I saw happening over and over and over is that there were kids who had maybe a way of reasoning that works, but is a little bit different to most kids.
yeah,
And, their parents and teachers, they would say, hey, maybe my son isn't the brightest bulb in the shed and he just needs some help, see if maybe he can pass his exams. I would sit down with them and just say, okay, you're struggling with equations. Let's look at these. Let's learn to break it down step by step and understand everything, just like my physics teachers had taught me
yeah,
to. And and they would get it. Like they would get it, and they would get it very quickly, like throughout 1 hour. And then
yeah,
there would be the time that they have some homework reviewed or they have a test, and you would see that the teacher might grade them with a zero despite following the right process and getting to the right answer
yeah, yeah.
because you didn't do it the way I taught you to.
The way that I taught you. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so it's more about obedience
yeah. Then it is
than
about
about
learning.
showing that you understand it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
I would get so frustrated. Like I remember this kid who struggled with equations and he showed me the exercises his teacher sent.
yeah,
And the first equation was like, 1 divided by x plus 5
yeah,
equals
yeah, yeah,
7. Like you're starting off with x in the denominator,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
this is the first time this kid works with this, say
Ever.
x
Yeah, yeah.
plus 1 is 2.
Uh huh.
And if you break things down little step by step, the kid will be able to almost teach themselves.
Yeah. How to do
But
it. Yeah.
there's people who will care personally about the learning of the students. And there's some other people who just view it as a job. Like I just have to go into this room and say these words to these kids, and then I can go home.
And I get paid. Yeah, I get
Yeah,
paid a
and
fee.
that's
Yeah,
awful.
yeah. No, I've met people like that before in my profession, and I usually I don't hang out with them very long, or I don't befriend them. I'll talk to them for maybe once or twice, and then once I see that like they're just there for the money, I'm kind of like, all right, see you later, and then I never talk to them again. And then I feel bad because the students come to me and they say, oh, the teacher, I have an F in his class, and and I'm like, well, I know that you know things, I know that you're smart, but this teacher is giving you an F because, like you said, they're not doing it the way that they teach them, or the person sits there on their phone they'll sit there in the corner of the room with the phone, the teacher, the whole class, and like you're not learning anything, so then when it comes time to do the state test or the test, the AP exams or whatever, they get a zero because they don't know anything because they were never taught by these people with their phones. Yeah, I try not to be that guy, obviously. you know I and teaching in America, you don't get paid that much money anyway. It's not like
No,
some, yeah, I'm not buying Ferraris or anything with my teacher salary. I wish, that'd be neat. But yeah, I am buying guitars though, and I wanted to show you a guitar that I just got. Actually, it's right here. It's the Kurt Hammett, the Ouija. You see this one right
oh
here?
yeah,
Yeah, I just
yeah.
got this one. Yeah, the ESP. Yeah, so I love that one, and then I got this one a while ago, but I like this one. It's nine strings. 9-string guitar.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
freaking surplus with frets.
Yeah. But it worked.
Since
But
we're showing things,
no, yeah,
you know me
yeah,
from PickTwist,
yeah,
but I
yeah.
also I work designing guitars for Aristides Instruments.
Oh,
I don't
cool.
know.
Yeah.
And I have my own guitar startup brand.
Oh, let me see. Let me see what's
And it
going on.
just so happens that I have one of those guitars here.
Oh, sweet. Let me see it.
So just from one guitar to the other.
Yeah. How long have you been playing?
Playing, I think, for about 15 years already.
Oh, cool.
I mean, actually, the last 2, 3 years I've been so busy with the masters
Yeah,
and growing
yeah.
PickTwist that I don't really have time to play. But
I get it. Oh man, that is nice. Yeah. I see it a little bit. It's a little
yeah, it's
blurry,
getting
but I get.
blurred out.
Yeah, it's
Let's
all
see
right.
if I
Yeah,
can
I'll blur it.
fix this one.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you just have a.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, that is nice. Look at that. Oh yeah, I love it. The string through right there. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
And that's a set neck. Yeah, 2 pieces.
Yeah.
Nice. That's really good.
This was
Yeah,
a prototype. We're doing bolt-on necks
nice.
now because I feel that bolt-on has a lot of advantages over a set neck
Okay.
sound-wise.
Yeah.
We just, I mean, I'm really trying to do something that's Kaikaku with the guitars as
Yeah.
well.
I have
In the sense that,
I have another guitar right here that
yeah,
I have 57 guitars. So this is, and most of them are like standing right next to me. But
Jesus,
this
man.
one's neck through. This is a neck through
Yeah,
guitar. Yeah, this one's really nice. And it's by a company called Douglas. I don't even know if they exist anymore. But I bought it's the lightest guitar I've ever owned. And I put a Seymour Duncan Dimebucker into it, and it's like
yeah.
it's so smooth, man. That's the thing. And the let's segue into this. So I still have, I told you, the prototype pick twists, right? I still have
Yeah.
them. What material were these made out of? The original ones.
These, uh, well, there's been a lot of versions.
Yeah.
Let's say that I started doing prototypes with a 3D printer at home, which is a
Yeah.
really not durable material
No, not at all. Yeah.
and also a little bit toxic.
Oh, is
So
it really?
I,
Okay.
yeah, I didn't love sharing them around because I always had to tell people, hey, please don't put it in your mouth.
Oh, geez. Yeah, that's not good. Yeah.
You know, drop it in your fish tank and,
Yeah. They're all
you can
gone.
drop
Yeah.
it in the garden and the flowers will build around it.
That's not good. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I went into that material, which
Uh-huh.
is nylon made with a printer that's called
Okay.
a multi-jet fusion. So you have like these
So is it like not? Is it
paper
nylon
that
like the strings, like the nylon strings? Is it like the same
yeah,
kind?
I think this is nylon 12, which is a very resistant type of
Yeah.
nylon.
Hmm.
I'm actually looking to getting this type of nylon for new picks, and it's just really expensive material, man.
Yeah.
So
I have another. So I don't want to hawk another pick brand while I'm talking to you, but
nah, that's all right.
yeah. But I have a one of the most expensive picks I've ever bought in my life. A blue chip, one of these.
Oh,
I
I know
have
those.
yeah, I
I
have
know
one of
those.
these.
I was
And
looking to make pictures with that material at the start.
do you know what material it is? Because they won't even say. Like I've watched videos and I've read about it. Whatever they said, it's some sort of aerodynamic thing or something to do with aerospace.
So if I am not wrong about uh, this is called PEI, also known as Tornon,
Okay.
PEI or PAI. But yeah,
Yeah.
Tornon, which is this material that's at the very top of the material pyramid. There's
Yeah.
this other guy that makes picks with that material called Schmidt,
Okay.
and but his picks are like a centimeter thick, like they're massive.
I
And
wanted
it's
to,
also
you
like
know, it's
50
funny.
bucks a pick.
Yeah, in the other room, I have. I'm not going to go get them right now, but I have stone. I have some stone picks that I use on my bass when I play bass, and those things are like this fat. They're like they're like so
Yeah,
fat. But it's easy to play bass with them. It's like literally,
yeah.
it's like raking a guitar. You know, it's like boom, 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 like all the way through. But yeah, no, I got the blue chip one because I saw it online, and I saw some YouTube video about it. And then the other ones I bought were these gravity. You ever see those gravity picks?
Yeah,
Yeah, I got some of those too. I bought a bunch of picks at one point. But then you were on Reddit or some, yeah, I think it was Reddit,
yeah,
and you were asking people if they wanted to try the pick twists, and I was like, oh yeah, I have to sign up for that, and so I did. I still have all three of them, the pick twist ones that you sent, and they still work perfectly fine. I record with them and do all
yeah.
kinds of stuff with them. They're great, and I've told people about them, but you know, they love their Fender turtle shell thing. They just don't even care about, you know what I mean? They're like, oh,
Yeah.
I use my Fender picks. I don't care about, I'm like,
Yeah,
okay,
that's a big um, problem with guitarists is that
yeah.
we're a very conservative bunch.
Oh,
Once
yeah. Well, that's the
your
money.
favorite
Yeah,
artist is
yeah,
playing with something, you just want to copy that.
yeah. Exactly.
And
Yeah,
I think the complication with PickTwist is that in order to get in there, we need to appeal to the people who are like trying to find their own sound
yeah.
and their own style, and they want to try every tool available for it
Mm-hmm.
versus the one who's like, hey, Brian May plays with a penny, so why
He
would I
does.
play with
Yeah, yeah,
something? But it's one of those things that I'm still trying to figure out how to get the business started properly.
yeah.
In the sense that I mean, I've sent these speaks to a few guitar academies, and they've told me like, man, the students improve throughout
Because of
their
the
first
yeah,
lesson.
because of the
It's not
thing.
like, hey,
Yeah,
if you use this speak, thoroughly throughout the months, you will see improvements.
yeah,
It's nearly instant.
yeah.
I've seen people who have like there's comments on Reddit of people who have like dyspraxia and rheumatoid arthritis
Arthritis.
saying,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, these help me. There's people who are professional musicians who play for hours and hours and hours, and they tell me, hey man, like,
yeah.
the pick is really stable. I can play my shows with more confidence
Mm-hmm.
after 6 hours of rehearsal. My
Yeah,
hand doesn't hurt anymore.
yeah,
So there's nothing that can compete with Big Twist in that realm already,
yeah,
except the fact that people won't give it a shot. I think
yeah,
that's kind of what happened with when I started giving them for free on Reddit.
yeah,
Um, a lot of people were like, "Hey, it looks cool. It's free. Why not?" But
yeah,
once you have to pay for it, they are not so open-minded. Like, why would I pay for that if I already have my jazz threes?
yeah. That's true.
And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's something that I'm gonna have to figure out how to get the business moving with.
Well,
You have
you
the
know what you need
prototypes.
to.
Have you had the chance to try like the finalized ones, the
Well,
injected ones?
I bought the finalized ones. I don't have them with
Mhm.
me. They're in the other room. But like I had the finalized ones, and I think I only got one shape at the
Mhm.
time, and it was this shape. I forget what the shape is called. The one it's got the little,
The Luth.
yeah, the Luth. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so I got only that ones because the other ones they worked and I liked them, but like I just wanted the ones that I felt like were the most comfortable for me or whatever.
Yeah,
How many shapes are there now? Are there still just the three or are there more?
it's six. Each
Oh,
shape
six now.
has two
Okay.
variants.
Yeah.
So the Luth, which is like the Jazz 3 XL.
Yeah,
There's also
exactly.
the Luth Small, which is like a normal Jazz
That's
3
tiny.
shape.
Yeah, yeah,
The Slap, which is like a fender pick,
yeah.
has two different thicknesses. The one
Mhm.
that's very flexy and one that's a bit bigger.
Yeah.
And then there's the Timo one, which is a bit of a more special shape. It's short and it's thick, and it keeps your hands very close to the strings at all times.
Okay,
And there was
cool.
a lot amount of people saying, I would like this peak if it was the exact opposite of what it is, very thin and very big. I was like, okay, that's why I asked people for their
That's
feedback,
right.
and I
Yeah,
gave
yeah,
one.
yeah. Yeah.
Like I've got the original Timo
Oh,
and
those are
the
nice. Yeah,
XL
yeah.
Timo, and you can see also the
Yeah, yeah. You
massive
see
difference in thickness.
the thickness. Yeah, yeah,
And I see that the demand is pretty scattered across all shapes.
yeah.
So that's why I have like this one pack where I mix all the shapes so
All
people
of them
can just
together.
try them out and see which one they like.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I'm not gonna be able to guess. If you just send me a message
That's
on Reddit,
true.
hey, I
Yeah.
play with the Jazz Tree.
Look at
Which
my
one should I
hand,
start
right?
with? I don't know, bro.
Have you tried sending them to any big guitar players?
I do have uh, Courtney Cox playing with them, which is pretty
Mm,
cool.
nice.
And I am working with Dan Sugarman from Ice Nine Kills
Okay, cool.
into a
Yeah, yeah.
signature model, but that one's gonna have like something very different from the other pick twists that I
Got
don't
it.
want to disclose just yet,
Okay.
but it's going to be
Is it
something
gonna
very
be,
great,
is
and
it
I'm
gonna be
really
like
hyped about it.
grip or something like that, like a different grip or something? I'm not
It's
gonna.
NDA.
Yeah, it's, yeah.
I made
Uh,
myself sign an
no, it's all
NDA.
good. It's all good.
No,
Um, no, because like I
but
feel like once that happens, right? Like let's say that these signature series ones, they come out and everything, and I think if people saw them in Guitar Center or at like guitarcenter.com or Musician's Friend or one of those websites, that they'll be more um, wanting to buy them, right? Like I
yeah,
said, I bought the blue chip one because I saw a YouTube video. I think they were on 60 Minutes or one of those the shows on in America, and they were talking about the material that they make the picks out of. They were like,
yeah.
"Oh, it's from aerospace. It's all this, whatever." They were making it to be like this fantastical thing, and then they're like, "We can't tell you what it is. It's patented and all this other stuff." And have you patented the pick twists?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah. Yeah. Good. And is how does the patent work in Spain? Is it different than anywhere else?
Well, essentially, whenever you want to patent something,
Yeah.
you need to figure out first when you're going to make the technology public,
Yeah.
because there's a series of requirements for you to be able to patent something. Um, First, it needs to be innovative.
Yeah.
So there has to be no public history of that idea.
Yeah.
And that accounts for your own publications.
Yeah.
If I take a picture of the pig and I put it on Facebook and the next day I go for the patent, I cannot get it.
No.
I created previous art that
Yeah.
works
Yeah.
against me.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
That's something I have to be very careful for. So that's the reason I got my first patent in 2021.
Yeah.
Although the design has changed a lot and I have ended up getting a new patent last year.
Okay.
Then it also needs to be something that can be manufactured. You cannot patent a space drive that works with antimatter if you don't have
Yeah.
access to it.
Yeah.
Like, sorry, bro, why would you do that?
Yeah.
But
Why not?
yeah,
Yeah.
you can. And yeah, well, so first you need to make sure that your invention ticks all the boxes to be something you can patent.
Yeah.
Uh, Also has to have like a real function. I think those were the three main requirements. And then you usually what you do is you start getting a patent in one country,
Hmm.
and then you start expanding into other countries.
Got it.
So there's these treaties where you get a patent in one country, and after 1 year you have a window of time where you can get the patent for the same invention in other countries. And if that window of time closes, you cannot get it any longer.
Yeah.
You can do a PCT, a Paris Convention Treaty, which is a type of, it's not a patent itself, but it just gives you a window of, I think it was 24, 13 months where you just pay this fee.
Yeah.
And it doesn't get you protection anywhere, but it gets you extra time before you can get patents in other countries. So
Okay.
usually you would have 1 year. Thanks to this, you have 2 years and a half
Yeah.
before you start expanding. And that's helpful because every country that you expand your patent into is going to cost
You
you a
have
lot
to
of
pay.
money.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the lawyers, especially in the lawyers,
Yeah.
the patents themselves tend to be expensive, but not so much.
Yeah.
You can patent in Europe versus just one European country, but the cheapest strategy is usually, if you're like in Spain, like me, you get your first patent in Spain, that's going to be very cheap.
Yeah.
Then you move to Paris
France.
Convention Treaty that
Yeah. Yeah.
buys you extra time,
Yeah.
and then you start to use that time to, set up your business, get some funds,
Yeah.
and then maybe you end up expanding into America, Europe, and China.
Yeah.
China, people use it to block the development of
Yeah.
new ideas. And there's some laws on China regarding these. Patents
Yeah.
in China are very different. And if you don't patent your idea on time, someone else can patent your idea,
Oh
even if
yeah.
you made it first and block you from making it, which
Yeah.
is a very shitty thing. But
It
China
happens.
is first to patent. It doesn't matter who had the idea.
Yeah. 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 So
And
yeah, I was
yeah,
gonna ask, like, so where are they manufactured? Are they manufactured
in Spain,
In Spain? Yeah. Okay. Cool.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So they're not manufactured in, because I'm assuming you would have to have the patent before you manufacture them in China, or is that not how it goes?
Um, yeah, no, it completely depends on how you trust the company that's making them for
Making
you.
them, yeah, manufacturing them, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So there's companies that just offer you some type of deals where they will keep your information private. And there's also other companies that just have such a strong business and just like these pigs and make them with the mold. And
Yeah.
there's companies whose business is just making the mold,
Mhm.
not necessarily the injection or the manufacturing of the process. Then you don't really have to worry so much.
Yeah, yeah. Because they have the different, it's all different areas, and so they don't intermingle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So going back to the picks, what gave you the idea? Like what was the first like inkling in your mind?
Okay. So all I would say that what got the ball rolling is that I wanted to do music professionally.
Okay.
I was working very hard for it. I was practicing almost all my free time. And
Hmm.
then when I was about 18, I started to feel pain in my wrists. And
Uh-oh.
after going to multiple doctors, I found out that what I have is, and the worst thing is that this is like symmetric. It happens on both wrists. I have a
Uh,
cyst right at the point where the cubitus meets all the bones in the back of the hand.
oh, yeah.
And whenever there's tension, it swells up, it pushes these bones apart, and then the cubitus starts to dive into the back of the hand. So I get this bump in my hand, and I become completely unable to use the wrist
To use
joint.
your
Like it
wrist.
becomes
Yeah.
one rigid stick.
Yeah.
And of course, you cannot play guitar.
No. Yeah.
You cannot move your
Not
wrists.
yeah, not unless you're in Limp Bizkit or something like that. No, just kidding.
Yeah, maybe that could be
Yeah,
an alternative career choice.
yeah.
Guitar as percussion.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I was really frustrated about that because I had a situation where I was playing in a band and the bass player quit right before we recorded the album.
Yeah,
And then it was like, you know, man, fuck it, I'm gonna take some bass lessons and I'm gonna do it myself.
yeah.
I found a teacher who is a really, really good bass player and who plays as a session musician for some really big Latin music artists and all of
Nice.
that.
Okay.
It's not like he's the famous guy, but he's the go-to guy
They go to
for
him.
a lot
Yeah,
of
yeah,
really big names.
yeah, yeah.
And I had a few lessons with him, and he was like, you know what, Manuel, I think you have a lot of group. I think you're talented for bass. I can get you working as a bass musician. Give me a couple of weeks, and I'm gonna get you the interviews with a bunch of cover bands and all of that.
Yeah.
And when he sent me the scheduling, it was like 100 gigs in 90 days.
Holy shit.
And if you get sick, you need to pay the company like a compensation for
Oh
missing
yeah.
those days. And I
Uh-huh.
had my problem with the wrists. So if I get sick from this, that's going to be like at least a month.
Yeah, yeah,
And I realized like I'm going to put so much work into this and I'm probably going to end up losing money in the end.
yeah.
And I had to let the opportunity go. And I was really
Oh,
bitter about it.
I would be too.
And
Yeah,
after that,
yeah.
one day I was just browsing Facebook and I found a story about the guy who had a motorbike accident.
Mhm.
So he lost the mobility of his thumb. And he had been for 1.5 years unable to play guitar because he just could not hold a pick.
Yeah,
And I thought, shit, like sometimes we take this "oh, it's me" attitude.
yeah.
No, "whoa, it's me"
That's right.
attitude.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, poor me, my life sucks. And you forget other people have it way worse.
That's right.
And like, even if I'm not doing music professionally, I can still play guitar because I
Yeah.
can't. Like, imagine how frustrating that is, like
Oh
not being
yeah.
allowed to speak in your native language
Yeah.
anymore. Like,
I
of
see it
course, you
every
can go
day.
on with your
Yeah.
life, but you're gonna have
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that thing missing. And I thought I want to try to do something that could help this guy.
Yeah.
I started throwing out some ideas, and as I was modeling some big shapes, I came across an option in my modeling software that said twist. I was like, hey, let's see what happens if I do this thing to the pig. And I made the pig, and I wasn't sure, like, is this gonna be like really comfortable or really shitty?
Yeah.
Like I didn't understand the mechanics of it at first. The first guitar pick that I made,
Yeah.
it was actually left-handed. Like it
Oh,
had
was
the
it?
twist
Okay.
going the other way around. I didn't know what I was doing. But I just saw the pick and I thought
Yeah.
that looks interesting. I think I should explore it. I took the little money I had and bought resin 3D printer, one of those shitty ones we
Yeah.
had
Yeah. Yeah.
back 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Uh, and I made a prototype of an orthopedic pig that was like 1.5 centimeters thick at the
Yeah.
bottom,
Yeah.
over half an inch.
Yeah.
And it was so twisted that,
Yeah.
the pig was bringing the thumb to the right position and you could hold it just by closing the index
With your
finger.
finger. Yeah.
Yeah. And I played with it for a bit and I realized there was no tension building up on my wrist. And I thought,
Wow.
shit, maybe I'm up to something.
Yeah.
And I gave the pick to a bunch of people and they were like, bro, this is like you want me to hit my guitar with a brake, man. This is huge. I'm not going to play with this. Like it feels comfy, but
Yeah.
it's not really useful.
No.
So I just held on to that, it feels comfy. And thought, okay, I'm going to develop on this. And I thought that this huge thickness was also important. And I really wasn't.
Yeah.
But I just started making iterations and iterations and iterations, just asking people for their feedback on what I could do to make them like Pick more.
Yeah.
My original 3D printer, I burnt the UV screen that you use to
Oh.
cure the
Yeah.
resin because
Yeah.
I printed so much of
So
that.
many of them. Yeah.
Yeah. And but yeah, after over 4 years of just trying to get the basic shape right, uh, I actually found the right shape, I think, after the Kickstarter launch. So there's a bit of a gap between the prototypes that I sent out and the picks that I'm making now. I think the ones I'm injecting have a nice extra improvement on them.
Nice.
Regarding the twisted shape and the concavities and everything.
Yeah.
But it all started by accident.
Yeah.
And it got perfected by getting feedback from people.
From people.
At no point did I wake up in the morning with the vision of this is what a guitar pick should be.
Yeah.
I just did one thing that was different, not good, just different.
Yeah.
And I just rolled with it.
Nice.
And try to see what I can do to make people like it more. And yeah, that's also in a way Reddit helps a lot with developing the new re-edition models that I have now.
Yeah.
And I also want to use the Reddit community for some other developments, like using my recent post about materials.
What materials are you thinking about using? You were talking about it in the post.
Yeah, I'm thinking that first I want to shoot Delring, which is one type of acetone.
Okay.
Versus the acetone that I am using now, because if Delring has better performance, I might just swap it out entirely.
Swap it for that, yeah.
If I see that it has just different markets, maybe I can leave both of them. Then I want to use acrylic as well, like gravity picks.
Yeah, like the gravity picks, yeah.
And I'm thinking of moving the glow in the dark color from acetone into acrylic because it's transparent.
Yeah.
So that means that instead of just catching light on the surface and having the surface glow, you can catch light in the whole
inside.
Yeah. And that should light up like a flashlight.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Would be fun.
Yeah, it would be cool.
And then there's this other experimental material that I'm receiving next week that I'm really hyped about.
Yeah.
So essentially, it's the type of plastic that they use for cutting boards.
Okay.
So, a cutting board, you're going to be repeatedly hitting it with a knife.
Yeah, with a knife. Yeah.
It cannot wear down,
No.
They don't.
Yeah.
The thing about this is that you cannot inject this plastic because even if you melt it down, it's way too thick. It cannot.
So it has to be cut like to shape.
Well, usually yes.
Yeah.
And there's a few big brands that actually use these materials, but it's handmade pigs and it's machine shape and all of that. But there is this one company that makes one formulation of this material that can be injected. I'm assuming we're going to see some losses on mechanical property.
Yeah.
But if the original material is 200 times more durable than nylon, and these peaks, depending on the degree that I'm using, let's say they could be 10 to 50 times more durable than nylon.
Yeah.
If they are just 10 times more durable than nylon, that's already a pretty amazing improvement.
Yeah.
Because I think that it depends on your style of playing. Some people say the picks were out really fast, like the endorser Tino Sommer, he plays a trillion notes per second.
Yeah.
Those great prototypes you'd have for a year, they would last him less than a day.
Oh, probably. Yeah, yeah, probably. Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
I had to send him so many great prototypes when he was
yeah. Oh,
helping me
really?
develop
Yeah.
his version. He just
That's
melts
funny.
through the plastic.
Yeah,
But
the end
anyway,
of this one, if you could see it's kind of like, it's bending over a little bit. But I mean, I can still
yeah,
play it. It's perfectly fine, But yeah, that
yeah,
it happens, Like that's
yeah. No,
yeah.
but these material also the cool thing about this is that a lot of very durable materials are also very hard. This one's actually a bit more flexible than nylon.
Oh, okay.
So acrylic would allow me to have a very durable thing that is
Yeah.
very, very hard.
Yeah.
And this one would allow me to have a durable thing that's also soft.
Softer.
But the cool thing is I actually got a prototype made from a different version of that plastic,
Yeah.
which is not so durable, but it has the same like self lubrication and the same softness.
Oh, cool.
And they use this material also in engine parts.
Oh, okay.
So when you have mechanical components that are going to be moving at very fast speeds,
Yeah,
and you have these
like a
plastic
piston.
parts that are going to be
Yeah, yeah,
making contact with metal components,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you use this material because it doesn't wear out
Yeah.
and because it reduces noise.
Got it.
And I just tried playing. I have a bass here.
Yeah.
You know that the thicker the wound of your string, the more pitch chirp you're going to get as you play.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's a six-string bass. The fat string is really fat.
Oh, it's super fit.
And I
Yeah,
just did an A and B between a normal pick and
yeah,
one of these ones made from the new plastic. And man, if I tell you the chirp, the noise is 100% gone.
oh, it's gone. Yeah.
It's
Oh, that's
not
crazy.
an improvement. It is completely out of the way.
That's great. Yeah, yeah,
And I also think that's a cool thing
yeah.
for
That is
picks
cool.
because maybe durability,
Yeah,
that's gonna be like, okay, iterative improvement. That's Kaizen. There's
yeah.
already other brands
That's
of
right.
picks that are super durable.
Yeah, yeah.
But a pick that you can promise people you can record and you're
And
gonna
you're not going to
have
get
no
any kind
noise
of,
in your
yeah, no
recording.
noise. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's big money right there. See, that's the thing. I feel like that's what you got to lean into. That should be your slogan. You know, the pick that has the no noise pick. That should be what and you
Yeah.
just like,
The no
yeah,
noise pick, it's the pick that teaches you how to play. It's the pick that reduces the tension in your hand.
yeah. You got all these slogans, man. They're all there. No,
Yeah.
yeah. Don't give that pick to Flea though. He won't want it. Flea from the
Yeah.
he loves or Les Claypool. One of the they're not gonna
Yeah.
want
I
that.
mean, I already had one guy that tested PickTwist
Yeah.
because PickTwist, like the injected picks, they already give you, I think, less noise than a normal pick.
Yeah, yeah, they
And
do.
the
Yeah,
guy
yeah.
told me, like, they feel fantastic in my hands, but I play in a
And I need the
punk
noise.
band,
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah,
doing pick scrapes all the time,
yeah.
and
And it
they
doesn't.
just don't
Yeah,
sound loud, these
yeah.
picks at all.
It's not the
I
same.
was like,
Yeah, yeah.
oh, that's actually good marketing. I'm writing
Yeah,
that
that's
one
right.
down,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You
It's
can't you can't play
such a
punk.
clean sound that you cannot do pick scrapes.
You can't play punk with this pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, the no punk pick. That should be that's
Yeah.
your.
Not for punks.
Not for punks. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah. Pick twist, not for punks. That should be the slogan. That's so funny. Anyway, well, what's it called? It was great having you on. Do you have anywhere where people can go to buy the picks right now?
Yeah. Yeah. If
Yeah,
you go to picktwist.com, you can just select your region and it will take you to the right store.
nice.
We have distribution directly from Europe and from America.
Awesome.
So, and we actually have free shipping on America. So, anyone that's interested, you can get your picks right there. And if you try them and you like them, you can go to r/picktwist on Reddit and just
Mhm.
tell me there what you think of it because like I told you, even with the prototypes, I took the feedback of thousands of guitar players into
Yeah,
making this. Feedback from Reddit helped me a lot
yeah,
into expanding the range. Now we're testing new materials and everything, and I take people's opinions really seriously.
yeah,
So if
yeah.
you try PickTwist and you have something to say about it, I want to hear it.
Yeah. Yeah. Review, review, review. And, you know, the other thing is, like you were saying, Manuel, is that like, if you have a pick now that you love very much, like a you know those jazz picks or a Fender pick, you know turtle shell picks, whatever, try something new. Like try something new. It could, like you said, benefit your playing. No noise on the strings as much, and uh, it makes your hand feel better, right? And who doesn't want
Yeah,
that? You want to prolong your playing. You don't want to, live your life without being able to play your instrument. And if you have a parent who's older or somebody who you know that's older that plays guitar, this is a perfect gift too for them.
yeah.
You know,
If you got someone who wants to learn to play
yeah,
guitar,
that
some of the
too. Yeah,
people saw the most improvement were beginners.
yeah, no,
But yeah, I have there's an academy in the UK. It's called KD Guitar Academy. They have or guitar lessons, sorry.
yeah,
But they even put pictures on their website,
nice,
and he sent me some videos with the students trying it, and from the younger kids to older guys who just decided to learn guitar when they retired. But
yeah,
it seems like everyone was finding some improvement just thanks to using the pick. So
that's awesome.
yeah,
Yeah. No, I can't. I like I said, I can't say enough good things about PickTwist, and I hope that you become a multi-billionaire with PickTwist. I hope you're the next. You're the Elon Musk of guitar picks. I hope you become you become that.
yeah,
All right. Well, it was great having you on. This was episode 19 of Cross Theory, and we talked about absolutism a little bit, but mostly it was about PickTwist. So get your PickTwist. I'm going to put the links in the description of the podcast. And yeah, if anybody wants to get a hold of Manuel, he's on our PickTwist on Reddit, and you could probably email him too from on picktwist.com, and he'll talk to you and stuff. He's a good dude. So yeah. Anyway, we're signing off. Thank you so much for your time and for being on the show.
thanks, man.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.